Good moment.
Yes. And welcome to our daily contemplation. I'm Juna.
Sabine.
And we're here from Synergy in Motion, here to brighten your day today as you watch this and offer a little tidbit of juicy wisdom, life wisdom that's practical that you can apply. And really, it's all about living true to you and your magic. We're inspired by the i-ching, the 53rd hexagram of the i-ching, which is all about developing and new beginnings. So we're going to talk, this is our day 5 on a 6-part series. So we've been exploring this daily. So if you want to play catch up, you can always go to YouTube and catch up with us.
Or Facebook.
Or Facebook. And yeah, see what we've been talking about, if this speaks to you in any way, shape, or form. And so today we have oh yes, and heart us. Give us some hearts, some thumbs up, some, shares, comments. We really love that, and we so appreciate you. So thank you for showing up today. And our theme
Today is the first bite.
The vampire bite?
No.
Oh.
Bite. Yeah, we have been talking about new beginnings and also developing, maturing. And one of the things that is unique to humans in the way that we do it is that first bite. And in the Christian tradition, it's that first bite of the apple. Picking the apple and biting it. It's that moment when you lose your innocence, which really lays in every new beginning. Because suddenly you become aware. There's this moment where you become aware of your difference. There's the moment where you become aware, oh my God, I fucked this up. And there's this moment when you become aware, whoa, I did this really well. Right? That moment where you become aware that you could be separate, which you not really are, but sometimes that moment takes us into a separation of a unique kind, and that is the moment when we think we lose our innocence. We lose the childlike innocence. And sometimes it takes a whole lifetime to return to that innocence again, where we know that we don't care about our separation, our difference in the way of making us lesser or more. But we really recognize, hey, we're all connected with each other. We're in this together. Yeah? And that journey is the adventure of human life very often. And becoming aware, that moment when you become aware, there's an innocence lost as you're becoming aware of the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, all of it. And when you start attaching to that as meaningful, that is the moment when you separate out. So instead, what we invite you to do is become aware of that difference, become aware of the good, the bad, the ugly, and the beautiful, and embrace it.
So let's make this practical, because it is, let's get it. So a little bit of a story that I have is when I was growing up, my parents were the god and the goddess of my life. They were the kings and the queens of my world. And they could do no wrong. But in the teen years, here I am, I'm innocent as a child, and I put them on a pedestal, and everything they said was amazing. And so teenage years come, and then, oh, my mom's got ketchup running down her face. And, my dad does this in school. He was a teacher at my school, and it was embarrassing some of the stuff he did. So it's that, oh, they're human beings. And that innocence was lost, and it needed to go. That needed to go so that I could see, oh, they're not as perfect as what I made them out to be. And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's that thing where we put someone on a pedestal, or we have this innocence, and then we see the truth. We see all the aspects. So yeah, are they gods and goddesses? Yes. And do they fall down? And do they do all of these things? Yes. And then embracing all of that. So that's just a little example from my own life that I remember acutely as a teenager.
I also see it a lot with bodies and my own journey of aging, right? So you come in with this youthful body and suddenly you start aging. It's like a wrinkle. And recognizing there is a maturing. And if I make that maturing wrong, that is going to be a difficult journey. Instead of embracing that aging process.
And the change, like the change of bodies, right? And we say it's aging, and then aging means this, and oh my goodness, that's going to happen like this, and it's just a downward slope. So we have all this expectations, projections, definitions of our bodies around that.
Instead of embracing it and being like that child again.
Being curious, another gray hair or a million.
Yeah, so perceive that freshness that you can bring in, and with that you bring in the innocence again. And it's a little bit like the fool's journey. The fool in the beginning walks over clouds because she doesn't know that she can't. That's the child. And at the end of the journey, the fool walks over the clouds because he knows he can, right? Or she knows she can. There's a regained, a matured innocence. And that's the adventure of living. That maturity that brings the innocence forth, that really is not thrown out for anything in the world, that just knows, that is so deeply in communion and oneness, that you can just really embrace the flow of life, the differences of life, the cycles of life.
Yeah.
And with that, there is a magic possible that is not possible if you're attached to anything, because everything that you attach to pulls you out of your center if you hold on too long.
And staying immature forever, right? That there's that immaturity at the beginning as a child because you don't know, and then you have that innocence, which is that beautiful thing, and then there is a moment. That's one of the stages along the way, because we're talking about development. There is that stage when you bite the apple and your whole world explodes into greater awareness. It's just an exponential awareness, that you have the awareness that opens for everything.
You know what? It's interesting because in German it's the tree of Erkenntnis, the Baum der Erkenntnis.
The what?
Der Baum der Erkenntnis, that's German.
Okay.
Which is directly translated into the tree of revelation. And it is a revelation when that separation lifts of, I am different and I'm not separate. There's a beauty that we are capable of bringing forth that is magical.
In the Christian tradition, it's the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. It's like your eyes are opened and you see all the possibilities.
That's fascinating. I could talk for a long time about this, but again, this is where we have more than these morning attunements that we offer. So just take a moment right now. Come home to yourself. And gift yourself that good deep breath into your belly, rippling throughout your whole body. And maybe there's even a smile for yourself, like, hey. Welcoming you into this moment. And in this moment, allow yourself to perceive that energy of the innocence, the innocent, that purity. And allow yourself to find that within you. We all have it within us. That space in which you can relax. There is right and there is wrong, there is good and there is bad, and it doesn't matter. It is irrelevant. As relevant as it is, ultimately it is irrelevant. And allow yourself to relax into that space. Embracing the diversity of a living and a life. The adventure of living. How much space can you be with that diversity? In communion with all of life. Losing your fear of getting it wrong and having to get it right. Your worries of being ugly and your hopes and dreams of being beautiful. All just colors in the adventure of living. What if you detached from them? And just celebrated all of it. And within all of that, thank you for being beautiful. Ultimately, amazing, shiny people. Magical people.
Yes. And thank you for joining us today. And we will see you tomorrow at Synergy in Motion, same time, same channel, as we wrap up our 6-part series on developing and new beginnings. And remember, with all of this, you are creating a whole new world today. See you tomorrow.
Bye.